Good morning, everybody. David Abraham here. Hope you are well and blessed. Hope you're healthy. Going through all kinds of things. It's January 23rd, 2023, and I haven't recorded video in a while. And it's, I went through a bout of sickness. I got attacked. I get attacked often. This time I got attacked, and I was fighting it off, doing fine. It was COVID-19, but it was a severe case. My wife had it, and she got it somewhere, brought it home. Next thing I know, I feel them spike proteins hitting me or whatever it is. But anyway, she was pretty sick. We took her to the doctor, and she got a prescription. And the funny thing about that prescription, it wasn't the ivermectin and none of that stuff. It's something, it didn't cost us anything, but it goes to the insurance and all that. But she got a prescription of 5-day, 3 pills twice a day, and 3 different kinds of pills. And she said she had a metal taste in her mouth, which gave me great concern there for a while. And but knowing that I'm a sovereign being with great power, understanding how that power works I highly recommend you learn who you are if you haven't. Learning who you are and knowing who you are 2 different things. I know who I am. And so I got attacked by this COVID-19, and it put me down hard for 2-3 days. I was throwing up some blood, and it was an attack. I could feel it trying to intensify when I'm sleeping at night, but I took nothing for it. I drank me some pine needle tea. That was the biggest thing right there. The pine needle tea went kabooey, as it were, knocked it down pretty quick. Because if I hadn't taken care of anything and I just try to let my body handle, I'm 62 in a week or so, I'd have probably been in the hospital or worse. And I don't go to the hospital for a damn thing anymore, not since my last surgery many years ago. I've woken up, understand medical business and who runs it and the whole 9 yards, wide awake to all that stuff. But, I took that pine needle tea, and ooh, that stuff's potent. It knocked out in 3 days. In 3 days, I got up out of bed that next morning, and I was like, I have never been sick. I have never felt better. And it was wonderful how fast it turned around. Went from, oh my gosh, I haven't felt this sick in years and years and years. But I got control of it. Started speaking to my body, telling my body that none of this sickness that's upon you is welcomed or consented to. And I instructed my body to heal and to cast out anything that is invading it. And when you talk like that to your body, knowing who you are, a divine being, son of light, I am, it goes to work immediately. With the thought, it goes to work, but I speak the words that dark energy can hear. This is a battle against light and dark, everything, sicknesses and everything. But I battled through that. When I woke up and I jumped up, I'm like, dang, I've never felt better. That was three days. But knowing who you are doesn't mean you won't get sick. It just means you got to know how to deal with it once you do, because if you're a being of light, and I'm a powerful being of light, because I know exactly who I am and how it all works. Whew. One being of light like me makes an effect of 1 million people who don't know who they are. That's how powerful one being of light is. And it's remarkable. This is my world. I created it. Therefore, I control it. Knowing the reality of that, it's really remarkable. But anyway, enough about that. She got through her sickness too. It took her a few days longer. She has a weaker immune system than I do, and I don't fault her for that. It's just her father's Vietnam vet and had Agent Orange contamination. He's got major health issues this day, and she's had health issues all her life. But she's doing great now. She's come along, so forth and so on. But let me talk a little bit more about the power of your words when you speak them. And I've mentioned this a few months back. I was being attacked, getting these columns in my veins. I could feel them poking through the skin a little bit, and it hurt. But I asked for help how to deal with this AI technology in the body that I'm incorporating. incarnating into, which is, I'm thankful for this body. It's healthy, it's great. But I started getting those pricks again, and I had quit taking my boron, which is my staple supplement. I take boron and a couple other supplements that help for a guy my age, the testosterone booster, ageless male, and all that stuff. That stuff makes a difference, I gotta tell you. But anyway, I put my finger, it was right here. Let me just pull my arm back a little bit. Now, there's no marks from it or anything like that, but right here on my arm, and I get there, it was right about in here, and I felt it poking through. I felt it poking through, and I said, you know what, that's another attack. I put my finger on there, and in my mind, I see the blood vessel. I see the blood vessel, and I immediately see it obliterate in my mind, and I feel it, this prick, go down, and it did. It just immediately went away, and the pain went away, and everything was fine. And so I did an examination of my body mentally, because that's where it's all at. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. I did an examination, and I'm overwhelmed by the Spirit right now. It's just powerful. It's just really, really powerful. But let me just share how powerful you are, okay, by sharing my experience. I did an examination in my body, and I took a mental ride, a miniature ride in my mind, in my body, in my blood vessels. I found dozens and dozens of clots forming. And I obliterated all of them, one by one. As my mind traveled, I got to traveling down the blood vessel, just like I was in my blood vessels, because this is an incarnate body that is given to us, and so I have full control over it. And so as I travel through there, and I get to those sticks they're like this, and they're meant to catch stuff, and they'll catch other sticks, and they'll be crisscrossed in there. Next thing you know, you got a full-on blood clot going on, and next thing you know, you got organ failure, heart attack, whatever, But anyway, as I traveled through my body and my mind, I just went to it, looked at each one, and obliterated it. And I watched it explode, each one. And then my blood pressure after that exercise, well, I don't call it an exercise, it's just a healing event. My blood pressure was down to 117/75 consistently. And I stepped on an ant mound, an old one, and my blood pressure was 117/75. It still is. And 62 years old, and I don't take a drug for a thing, and I haven't taken drugs, except I might take some ibuprofen once in a while when I got some inflammation in one of my joints, my knee or up in my jaw. I've had lots of, I went to a dentist a few years ago, and dark energy got in him, and he injured me pretty badly. I was thinking about suing him, but no, I think it's a better way to deal with him is to speak what I want to happen to him, accept the love and the light, or your practice will die if you're working in darkness to hurt anyone intentionally. That's what I said. But anyway, I put my fingers where I want to heal. I asked for the universe. Thankful for my teeth and my skin. Send forth healing energy into my gums and into my teeth and into the nerves that are damaged and all that. I spoke all that. And within 2 months, the damage that he had caused, it all healed up. I mean, it started happening right away. Just like over here, I had some more pain up in my jaw and in the nerve, and you give instructions, whatever it is. You give instructions what you want to have happen. And I speak what I want. And so I spoke, rebuild some tooth enamel that got damaged because of some other work that I had. It repaired. It repaired. And that's beautiful. My whole point is you control your reality, and that's every detail of it. Now, there's things beyond your control. Of course there are. Things can fall out of the sky and hit your house or whatever. I don't fear a dang thing. I know about organized religion, and I used to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I'm thankful for my spiritual development in that area, because I needed a foundation to learn and understand about who I was as a being, as a son of God. And so it taught me a lot about that. But they, from the day one, I had questions, and I always put them on the back burner, And so those questions came to light here in the last, I guess, the last 2-3 years, right about the time COVID-19 was hitting. Right before it hit, I got impressions to get active and go back to church, to this new branch I was living in. So I did. Spirit of prophecy came on me, and I knew I had the spirit of prophecy if I asked and just pressed myself forward in the eyes of God, And he revealed to me, the branch president was in my house, and the spirit of prophecy was upon me, and I told him, I said, "You're about to be released. This is the branch president, and here I am, a new member. He doesn't know me from Adam." And that night, as he left, he was released from his position. Now, the Spirit told me that when I was getting active, before I met with him, that I was going to be the new branch president. And I'm not seeking titles ever. That's not who I am. I'm a worker of light, and I have an assignment to reveal corruption wherever it is. And it's been in the church. Every place I've been, I've seen wards canceled because of my it's hard to talk like this and not sound like you think you're something. I know who I am, but God knows who you are too, and God within knows who you are. So, but I've watched 2 branches dissolved after I got mistreated and judged, because of false rumor, false gossip, and people just think they're better than you because you don't live there or you're not from Utah. We only from Utah. I'm not saying anybody from Utah is bad, because they're not. I'm not saying all Mormons are bad, because they're not. But the leadership gets corrupted because they get power in their eyes and they see the influence they have and they don't want to give it up. So they're susceptible to dark energy. But knowing who you are is important. Be healthy. 2023 is going to be an interesting year. You're going to see some things happening this year. And I say this by the spirit of prophecy. But it's not going to end yet. 2024 is coming up. 1 year from now, we're going to be looking at some interesting things going on. But 2023 is going to be a year of lots of commotion, lots of adjustments, lots of waking up for people, because the collective consciousness needs to come together as one to really defeat this dark energy and send it out of the galaxy. Earth is the battle place for sending it out. So if everyone on here is watching the news, if you're, oh my gosh, we're going to have to start doing this or that. Oh my gosh, we're in trouble. Oh, did you ignore all that crap? Focus on peace and love and do what you can. Speak what you want, not what you don't want, okay? I could go on and on about this, but I don't want to make this a long video. I'm draining out the pool too. It got flooded in there, but it's all right. I got a pump in there. God bless you. May you be healthy, and fear not what man may do or what dark energy may do. Now, if you stand up in the light, you'll attract attention, but don't fear. You are God. God is within. Peace.